Title screen, white text on black background, Undercover Artist, 20th to 23rd of September 2023. Graphics of blue squares flash up and fade on black background.
Text, Sleep and the City, Emma June Curick. A woman with fair complexion, curvy build and long dark hair wears a glittering silver jumpsuit. One arm is flung high above her head and arcs down to her side in a long yawn-like stretch. The other hand holds a martini glass. Her mouth is open and her eyes are closed in a carefree expression. A pink satin sleep mask is pulled up over her forehead.
Text, type a poet, Andy Snelling. A woman with fair complexion, medium build and dark blonde hair tied in a high ponytail wears a white dress with high ruffled collar and flouncy sleeves. She sits on a black stage floor, her legs drawn up so her elbows rest on her bent knees. On the floor between her feet is an orange typewriter, and strewn over the floor are feathers, animal bones, blank paper pages, and burnt orange light globes attached to a string of festoon lights. An overhead close-up shot of her hands typing. Text, Betsy and I, Alexandra Ellen, Indelibility Arts. Two women on stage bathed in purple light, both with fair complexions. The taller woman has shoulder-length brown hair, wears a long fuchsia dress with V-neck and buttons down the front. In front of her, she holds a purple wheelie walker aid. Beside the walking aid, the shorter woman has blonde hair tied in low pigtails and wears a short lilac jumpsuit belted at the waist. Her expression is exaggeratedly excited as the tall woman looks on sternly. Text, Blind in the Rabbit Hole, Screech Arts. In a nighttime backyard gathering, in the glow of fairy lights along a brick wall, people dance with abandon for a cheering crowd. On stage, 6 people in school uniforms dance in unison to bouncing choreography. At the centre front, one dancer is breakdancing beside a portable stereo. Text, Embrace, Inside Out Dance Ensemble. A solo male contemporary dancer wearing black t-shirt printed with white text is on stage in dim blue light. He reaches his arms skyward, then quickly crouches to leap up in a graceful star jump. Text, The Jingo Brothers, Steady Eddie and Jolly Jingo. 2 men with fair complexions and slim builds are seated in front of microphone stands and play to a table of people. The man on the right is seated higher than the other. He has long, wavy brown hair, wears an Akubra hat and white vest over black t-shirt and blue jeans. He plays an acoustic guitar and is singing into the microphone. The man on the left is seated lower, has a shaved head and wears a black vest over a white t-shirt and plays a harmonica into the microphone. There are several percussion instruments in front of him. Text, Sheltered, Catherine Hall. On stage, a woman with fair complexion, medium build and dark hair pulled back wears a white t-shirt and black pants. She smiles, seated in a round, padded rattan armchair with a patchwork blanket drawn over her. The next shot shows her with the blanket pulled away as she holds a Muppet-styled girl puppet with brown woolen hair in pigtails, wearing a white t-shirt, yellow skirt, sneakers and a stethoscope hanging round her neck. Under the chair is another puppet of a boy with brown woolen hair wearing a brown shirt and pants. Text, Are You Pulling My Leg? Accessible Arts and Crips and Creeps. A woman with fair complexion, slender build with long blonde hair wears a fitted dress with a print of bananas and leaves. Under rosy stage lights, she speaks into a handheld microphone and gestures, flinging one arm aloft. Text, The Crooners, Swinging and Spinning. 2 men with fair complexions, both wearing black 3-piece suits with black tie, white shirt and black fedora hats. Each is seated in a wheelchair on stage and speaking into vintage-styled microphones on stands. Behind them is a small cafe table with white tablecloth, carafe of water, table number and vase. Text, Wundersounds, rapid clips of different artists and musicians. A woman in blue dress and long dark hair arches backwards down a scaffold tower. A woman with blonde hair wearing a blue strapless dress sings with her eyes closed. A close-up profile of a woman with brown curly hair, her brow furrowed with emotion, sings into a microphone. A man with large build and dark hair sits playing an electric keyboard, a close-up on his fingers along the keys. A man with brown hair and short beard sings on stage into a mic on a stand. He plays his guitar, behind him a drum kit. 2 young men, both with dark hair, goatees and heavily tattooed arms, wear basketball singlets and baseball caps. They are seated on a couch with a turntable. Text, And So Much More. 4 members of a band are playing on stage with the silhouette of a dancing crowd in the foreground. A woman with fair complexion, curvy build and long dark hair wears white pajamas patterned with pale pink and hot pink balloons. She stands on stage, has one hand on her hip and the other holds a martini glass. She raises the glass in salute, then takes a sip. Text, Join Us. Undercover Artist Festival, 20th to 23rd of September 2023. The image blurs. Undercover Artist Festival logo. Producer logos. Access Arts. CPL, Choice Passion Life. undercoverartistfest.com. Sponsor logos, Top Line, Queensland Theatre, Brisbane Festival, Truist, CFC Foundation. Second Line, Creative Partnerships Australia, Queensland Government, Brisbane City, Vision Australia. Text, This program is sponsored by the Queensland Government through Arts Queensland, Brisbane City Council and Creative Partnerships Australia. Text, song, Better Me by the Sisters of Invention, Tutti Arts, used with permission. Undercoverartistfest.com.